present perfect continuous tense.
In English Easy School. A bright classroom with desks and chairs. Henry, a cheerful teacher, stands at the front. Evelyn and Alexander, two curious students, raise their hands.
Ah, Evelyn and Alexander. What's on your minds today?
Mr. Henry, we're a bit confused about the present perfect continuous tense. We understand the regular present perfect, but this one seems different.
No worries. Think of the present perfect continuous as a time machine that zooms in on an action that started in the past and is still ongoing, or maybe just finished. It's like a movie playing in your head, not a snapshot.
Okay. So, if I've been practicing my piano piece for weeks, I can say, I've been practicing the piano for weeks.
Exactly. You're focusing on the duration of the action, the continuous aspect. It's like the piano keys are still echoing in your mind, right?
But wouldn't "I've practiced the piano for weeks" also work?
Yes, it would. The regular present perfect simply states the completion of the action without emphasizing the duration. It's like the movie paused at the end. Both sentences are correct, but they paint slightly different pictures in your mind.
I think I get it. So, I've been writing a story for months means I'm still writing, while I've written a story for months means I finished it already.
Perfect. You're both on the right track. Now, can you think of any other examples of using the present perfect continuous?
I've been waiting for the bus for ages.
I've been studying French for a year, but I still get confused with the verbs.
Excellent. Remember, the key is to focus on the continuous aspect, the ongoing nature of the action. And don't be afraid to experiment and ask questions. That's how we learn.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. We feel much clearer now.
You're welcome. Now, who else has a question about present perfect continuous? Let's keep the movie rolling.
In English Grammar Classroom. A cozy classroom with armchairs and bookshelves. Henry, a knowledgeable teacher, sits with Evelyn and Alexander around a table.
Welcome back, Evelyn and Alexander. Today, we'll dive deeper into the present perfect continuous. Let's start with some common verbs used with this tense.
Like what?
Think of verbs that describe activities that take time and effort, like study, write, practice, wait, build, research. These verbs show the ongoing nature of the action perfectly.
Okay, I understand. But what about verbs like eat, sleep, or travel? Can we use them with the present perfect continuous?
Interesting question. While these verbs can be used in the present perfect continuous, it's less common because they usually describe completed actions that happen in a shorter time frame. However, if you want to emphasize the duration or the ongoing experience, you can use them. For example, I've been eating my lunch for an hour, or we've been traveling for days and haven't seen a single town.
So, it's all about the emphasis on the duration and the ongoing nature, right?
Exactly. And remember, the present perfect continuous can also be used to talk about recent events that have just finished. For example, I've been cleaning the house all morning and it's finally sparkling.
That makes sense. So, the present perfect continuous is like a versatile tool that can paint different pictures depending on the context.
Absolutely. Now let's practice with some exercises. Can you both write sentences using the present perfect continuous to describe your activities this week?
Challenge accepted.
Excellent. Remember, the key is to understand the nuance and feel free to experiment. Now go forth and conquer the present perfect continuous.
As you can see, Both settings offer different approaches to teaching the present perfect continuous tense, catering to different learning styles and preferences. The key is to make the explanation clear, engaging, and relevant to the students' lives.
All right, Evelyn and Alexander. Let's hear those sentences showcasing your present perfect continuous skills. Remember, focus on the ongoing nature of the action and paint a vivid picture.
Okay, here's mine. I've been researching fascinating facts about the Great Barrier Reef for my upcoming presentation.
Excellent. You've captured the ongoing research process perfectly. Alexander, your turn.
Let's see. I've been practicing my juggling routine for hours, and I'm finally starting to get the triple cascade right.
Ha! I can almost see you juggling oranges in slow motion. You've used the present perfect continuous to highlight your progress and determination.
This is fun. Can we ask you a question, Mr. Henry?
Of course. Fire away.
What about negative sentences in the present perfect continuous? How do they work?
Great question. To form the negative, simply add not between have or has and been. For example, I haven't been sleeping well lately, or we haven't been making much progress on our project. The negative emphasizes the lack of ongoing activity.
So, it's like rewinding the movie and showing the parts where things haven't been happening?
Exactly. You're getting the hang of it. Now, let's explore some more advanced uses of the present perfect continuous. Remember, this tense can also express temporary situations or changing states.
Like what?
For example, she's been taking French classes online, but she's planning to switch to in-person lessons soon. This sentence shows a temporary change in the learning method. Or, he's been feeling under the weather for a few days, but he's starting to feel better now. This demonstrates a temporary change in health.
Wow, this tense is more complex than I thought.
Don't worry, it takes practice. The key is to understand the nuances of ongoing actions, temporary situations, and changing states. Keep asking questions, experimenting with sentences, and you'll master the present perfect continuous in no time.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. We feel much more confident now.
You're welcome. Remember, language learning is a journey, not a destination. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep enjoying the process.
We will.
Excellent. Now let's tackle some more practice exercises. Let's see if you can use your newfound knowledge to describe your plans for the weekend.
And so, the conversation continues, delving deeper into the intricacies of the present perfect continuous tense and providing students with opportunities to apply their understanding in real-world scenarios. Remember, the key is to keep the learning environment engaging, interactive, and tailored to the students' needs.
Fantastic work, Evelyn and Alexander. Your sentences about your ongoing activities were spot on. Now let's explore some interesting phenomena with the present perfect continuous.
Phenomena? Like what?
Think about two related actions, one completed and one ongoing. We can use the present perfect continuous to talk about the finished action with a focus on its impact on the current situation. For example, I've studied hard for the exam and I'm feeling confident now. The studying is done, but the confidence persists.
Cool. So, it's like a chain reaction, where one action sets off another. Can you give another example?
Absolutely. They've redecorated the living room and it looks absolutely stunning. The redecorating is over, but the beauty remains. See how this technique adds a dynamic element to your storytelling?
I like it. It's like a hidden layer of meaning. Can we use it with negative sentences too?
Certainly. She hasn't eaten all day and she's starting to get cranky. The lack of eating continues and the crankiness is the ongoing result. Remember, these nuances add depth and intrigue to your communication.
This is getting exciting. Do you have any tips for remembering these specific uses?
Of course. Think of everyday situations. Have you ever finished a workout and felt energized? Describe it. Or maybe you haven't slept well and are feeling sluggish. Share it. Practice connecting completed actions with their present effects using the present perfect continuous.
That's a great idea. It makes the grammar come alive.
Exactly. Now let's talk about another interesting quirk. We can use the present perfect continuous to talk about hypothetical situations, especially related to future plans or wishes. For example, I've been dreaming of visiting the Great Wall of China someday. Even though the visit hasn't happened, the dream continues.
Wow, it's like planting a seed of possibility. So, it can be used for creative storytelling too.
Absolutely. You can paint pictures of potential adventures, describe desired outcomes, or express ongoing aspirations. This is where the present perfect continuous truly shines in creative writing.
This is more than just grammar. It's a tool for expressing different shades of meaning.
You've grasped the essence, Evelyn. Now, I want you both to create short stories utilizing the present perfect continuous in all its glory. Show me completed actions with lingering effects, hypothetical dreams, and maybe even a dash of time travel.
Challenge accepted.
Excellent. Remember, creativity and experimentation are key. Let your imagination flow and the present perfect continuous will be your magical storytelling wand.
As you can see, this continued conversation delves into more advanced and nuanced uses of the present perfect continuous tense. It encourages students to explore its expressive potential and apply it in imaginative ways. Remember, keeping the learning process engaging and stimulating is crucial for effective language acquisition.
Fantastic stories, Evelyn and Alexander. You both masterfully wielded the present perfect continuous to paint vivid pictures and delve into the depths of emotions. Now let's explore another fascinating aspect, expressing annoyance or frustration.
Annoyance? Can we use the present perfect continuous for that?
Absolutely. When something has been happening for a prolonged period and causing irritation, the present perfect continuous can effectively convey your exasperation. For example, the printer's been jamming all morning and I have a deadline. Or, my neighbor's dog has been barking all night and I haven't slept a wink.
So, it's like putting a spotlight on the ongoing source of your annoyance.
Exactly. You're highlighting the continuousness of the irritating event and its impact on your present state. It's like saying, this is just too much, with grammatical flair.
Can we use negative sentences in this context too?
Of course. I haven't been feeling well all week and now this emphasizes the lack of improvement and adds a layer of helplessness to the frustration. Remember, the key is to show the ongoing nature of the annoyance and its effect on your current mood.
This is getting fun. Can you give us an example of using this in a humorous way?
Absolutely. Imagine a friend complaining, I've been trying to bake this cake for hours and every time I open the oven it falls apart. It's like a culinary sabotage mission. The humor lies in the exaggeration of the ongoing struggle, highlighting the frustration with a touch of silliness.
I like it. It's like turning your annoyance into a mini comedy routine.
Precisely. The present perfect continuous can be a powerful tool for both serious and playful expression. Now let's practice. Create short dialogues where you express frustration using the present perfect continuous. Remember, be creative, be funny, and let your annoyance flow.
Challenge accepted. We'll have you laughing in no time.
I can't wait to hear them. Remember, language learning should be enjoyable. Let your personality shine through your grammar, and the present perfect continuous will become your secret weapon for effective communication.
As you can see, this continued conversation pushes the boundaries of the present perfect continuous, showcasing its versatility in expressing annoyance and even humor. It encourages students to experiment with the tense in different contexts and embrace its expressive power. I hope this further addition to the classroom dialogue is helpful. Please feel free to request more examples or suggest new areas of exploration for the present perfect continuous.
Bravo, Evelyn and Alexander. Your frustration dialogues were hilarious. You truly captured the essence of exasperation with the present perfect continuous. Now let's delve into some unexpected uses of this tense.
Unexpected? Like what?
Imagine describing a hypothetical situation in the past, but with a twist. You can use the present perfect continuous to portray it as if it were actually happening right now. For example, I've been riding a giant unicorn through a rainbow forest for hours and it's magical.
Wait, so we can use it for fantastical storytelling?
Absolutely. You can create vivid imaginary worlds where anything is possible. I've been swimming with mermaids in an underwater city and they've taught me the language of the whales.
This is like a time travel machine for our imagination.
Exactly. You can even use it for historical fiction but with a twist. Imagine describing a historical event as if you were witnessing it live. I've been watching the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza and the stones are so massive.
This is mind-blowing. Can we use negative sentences in this fantastical context?
Of course. I haven't been able to escape the clutches of the dragon guarding the enchanted mountain. Adds tension and suspense to your imaginary narrative. Remember, the key is to use vivid sensory details and focus on the ongoing nature of your fantastical experience.
This is so much fun. Can you give us an example of using this for humor?
Absolutely. Imagine a character complaining about a mundane task with a fantastical twist. I've been battling a horde of paper clips in this filing cabinet for hours and they're multiplying faster than gremlins.
I love it. It's like turning everyday annoyances into epic adventures.
Precisely. The present perfect continuous can be your gateway to imaginative storytelling, historical reimagining, and even comedic exaggeration. Now let's unleash your inner fantasist. Create short stories or dialogues where you use the present perfect continuous in unexpected ways. Remember, the sky's the limit.
We're ready to embark on imaginary journeys. This is the most exciting grammar lesson ever.
I can't wait to hear your creations. Remember, language learning is about exploration and creative expression. Let your imagination soar, and the present perfect continuous will be your magic wand for weaving tales of wonder.
As you can see, this continued conversation pushes the boundaries of the present perfect continuous even further, exploring its potential for fantastical storytelling, historical reimagining, and even humor. It encourages students to see the tense as a tool for creative expression and imaginative exploration.
Fantastic work, everyone. Your stories using the present perfect continuous were phenomenal. From swimming with mermaids to battling paperclips, you truly unleashed your imaginations and painted vivid pictures with words.
This has been the most engaging grammar lesson ever, Mr. Henry. Thanks to the present perfect continuous, we feel like we've been on a whirlwind adventure through time, space, and even our own frustrations.
We've learned so much, not just about the tense itself, but also about the power of language to express emotions, tell stories, and even add a touch of humor.
I'm so happy to hear that. Remember, language is a living, breathing thing, and the present perfect continuous is a versatile tool that can be used in countless ways. Don't be afraid to experiment, explore, and have fun with it.
We won't, Mr. Henry. We'll be using the present perfect continuous to describe everything from our breakfast to our dreams from now on.
And maybe even write some fantastical stories about our classroom adventures. Remember the paperclip battle? That could be a whole epic saga.
I'd love to read that. Now, before the final bell rings, let's do a quick recap of the key points we've covered about the present perfect continuous. Who can tell me when we use it?
When an action started in the past and is still ongoing, or just finished.
And also for recent events, temporary situations, changing states, and even fantastical storytelling.
Excellent. You've grasped it brilliantly. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep using the present perfect continuous in your daily life. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Henry. This lesson has been truly unforgettable.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Class dismissed. Remember, keep exploring the magic of language, and may your present perfect continuous be ever so continuous.
And so, the class ends with a lighthearted and inspiring note, leaving students empowered to explore the present perfect continuous in their own creative ways. The journey through this tense has been a testament to the power of language learning being engaging, interactive, and even a little bit fantastical. Remember, the possibilities are endless when it comes to exploring grammar, so keep the conversation flowing and the learning ever evolving.
Woohoo! We made it to the end of another lesson. High fives all around for you amazing English learners. Feeling grateful for each and every view. If you're loving what we're doing, show some love back with a like, share this with your study buddies, and hit subscribe to stay in the loop for more English fun. Let's keep leveling up our English together.